Hello, everyone, and welcome to another 5K Tennis and YTech Strings Fantasy League competition and tennis racket giveaway update. So I will make this video pretty quick. We are now moving into the fourth round, so there are a lot of competitors that will be no longer in direct competition for some of these top players. So I have one of my beautiful young ladies, one of my beautiful daughters here to sit in with me. How are you doing, young lady? Give me a fist pump there. Fine little tennis player in her own right. So what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to read off the standings for the fantasy teams. If those of you don't, or those of you that are seeing this don't know how the fantasy teams work, there is a playlist for these fantasy leagues and competitions and tennis racket giveaways. And this one is the U.S. Open Fantasy League competition. So if you're not sure of the rules, just look at this playlist and watch the first video, and you'll see how it works, because we will be doing this again for the French Open. All right, I'm going to jump right into this, and I'm just going to read off of list of names and their points, and then I'll discuss briefly where we are at with these competitors. There are already 8 of you that I have pulled out from competition that have no chance of catching any of these competitors. So if you don't hear your name, better look at the French. For time constraints, I have lessons to teach in a little while. I'm going to zip right through it. In no particular order, here we go. The remaining players for the fantasy team competition are Curling Tennis with 45 points and 9 players out of 16 out. Alex Couillard, 47 points with 8 players out and 8 players remaining. Remember, there's 16 total, so if you have 9 out, you have 7. If you have 8 out, you have 8, and so forth. Hitchhiker at 45 points. And I forgot to write down how many he had out. Hitchhiker, sorry, I got it right here. Hitchhiker, where are you? Oh my gosh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out. Ouch. So Hitchhiker has 45 points and 12 out. So he's on the outside looking in for sure. Kenneth Chow has 55 points and 7 players out. And by the way, Kenneth Chow has only lost 1 woman. Let's go! Big time! In first place by points as of right now is Stefan, the karaoke man, the basketball dunking person himself that will get stuffed by me, has 59 points with 10 players out. Really good. So he's the points leader as of right now. Stefan Izovic, 59 points and 10 players out. Next in line is Nikola Kostic. Nikola Kostic has 55 points and 10 players out. Respectable, bro. Next is Looney Vids. Looney Vids has 47 points and 10 players out. Next in line is Peter Dijkstra with 44 points and 10 players out. Next in line is Sergin Jovanovic with 53 points and 7 players out. Very much in the thick of it. Next in line is Gene Swart with 45 points and 11 players out. He's up there on the outside looking in with Hitchhiker to have 11 players out. And a lot of the players that you have left, all of these players have that are sitting in the 50s. So probably not going to happen this time, but I'm leaving you in. The next one is JMP 1966 with 52 points and 8 players out. Next player after that is Cam Williams with 48 points and 9 players out. So you're there. The reason why I left Cam in, because he has Zverev, which no one else has, and one other player that no one else has. So he has a chance to come back. So I left him in. Furzy09 has 53 points with 11 players out. Next up is Milena Brzezinska with 57 points and 11 players out. Next up is Casper, a.k.a. Dedseville, big-time player, has won this twice before with 56 points and 9 players out. And last that is still in contention is Bartosz Platek with 45 points and 11 players out. Now, after the fourth round completes, there is a pretty good chance I'm going to be removing anyone that I read off in the 40-point range. Curling Tennis, Alex Couillard, Hitchhiker, Looney Vids, Peter Dijkstra, Gene Swart, Cam Williams, and Bartosz Platek. The reason why is because these players that are in the 50-point range, Kenneth Chow, Stefan Izovich, Nikola Kostic, Sergin Jovanovic, JMP 1966, Furzy 09, Milena Brzezinska, and Kasper a.k.a. Detseville, they are in the mid to upper 50-point range, and they have pretty much the same players that you have and more. So even if your players won out, they still have them and a couple more. In my experience doing this, which is now for a while, I'm going to assume, but assumptions aren't always correct, I'm going to assume that the next update, there will only be these players remaining as an assumption. A couple of you have Brady, and Brady on the women's side is continuing to do well. So Brady is keeping a few of you in it at all. So next video, I'm assuming that Kenneth Chow, Stefan Izovich, Nikola Kostic, Sergin Jovanovic, JMP 66, Furzy 09, Milena Brzezinska, and Kasper will probably be the only names remaining on the next one. Just because even if I didn't say I assumed who would be here, even if you have all your players win out and you're 10 points behind, you're still probably not going to catch those in the mid-50s and upper 50s. Now, I will always keep all of the fantasy team sheets. I pull them out of the notebook, but I still keep them because some of you play the tennis racket giveaway, and a lot of you are still alive for that. And if there's ties for the tennis racket giveaway, I do go back to the fantasy teams to break the tie to see whoever did better. So I keep all the results. And if you want to see everyone else's teams, who they have, go to the first video on this playlist, go to comments, and they are all listed there. All right, tennis racket giveaway. The following people are still left for the tennis racket. Curling tennis, Alex Couillard, Kenneth Chow, Hitchhiker, Peter Dijkstra, Sergin Jovanovic, Gene Swart, JMP 1966, Milena Brzezinska-Misiewicz, Detseville, a.k.a. Kasper, Matt Kane, who has won this before in London, and Team 3 Tennis. All of you are still alive for the tennis racket giveaway. Now, I must state this. A lot of you have the same exact final. The same thing. Djokovic, Medvedev, Serena, Osaka, whatever, or different variations thereof. If you tie, I will go back to the fantasy team results, even the ones that are no longer in contention, because I keep them, and that's what will break the tie. All right? So that's who is still involved. The next update I do for fantasy, I can guarantee you it's going to be much shorter and much briefer. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget to study your clay court players. Who's great at the French? Who's good in that environment? There is a roof now. And get ready for the next one, because there will be another tennis racket giveaway and there will be another fantasy league. All right? Take care. Gabby, you got anything to say to these wonderful people? No. All right. Well, thank you for sitting in with me.
Say good luck.
Can you say good luck?
Good luck.
But the camera's right there.
Good luck.
Good luck. See you later. Take care.